Hello everyone, welcome back to video lecture series on Python. So today's topic is about the functions in Python, and in this video lecture we are going to see what is meant by function and how to define a function, how to call a function, what is meant by parameters and arguments concept in functions. First of all, what is meant by a function in Python? So this concept of function is very similar to what we have seen in C programming language. So function is nothing but a block of related statements that perform a specific task based on a logic. So what do you understand by the block of statements to perform a specific task based on a logic? For example, if you want to perform an addition operation here and there for a program, so do you think it's a good idea to write the addition program lines again and again here and there, which increases your time of coding as well as makes your code very long? You agree with me? So in this process, we can take the help of functions. What we do here is we would create a block where you imbibe all the components or the variables which are required for that particular addition operation. For example, a plus b, you declare a, b, and then write that a plus b and try to print the value or return the value inside the function. So how do this particular block of statement will help you to solve your problem whenever you require? So what you do is once you create this block, you can call the function which was created for the addition operation whenever needed to make the task. So that is what about the functions concept. So hope the concept is clear. So let's try to see how this function going to help us. So it is mainly used to avoid the repetition of code, like how I said, you need not write addition part again and again, by making it reusable. So when can you make it reusable? By calling wherever you want, by calling the function whenever needed and wherever needed. So next point is this make the code more organized and structured by splitting the program into smaller logical block. So your program becomes more readable or your code becomes more readable by the usage of functions, because everything is built in the form of block of code and you just have to follow the sequence of the flow to check how the function is working for you. Let's move further. Now we are clear with what is meant by a function. So the next question is, how can we define or how can we create a function? So here you need to follow some simple rules to check how a function can be created and also the syntax of its creation. So first one, the function blocks begin with the keyword def. Keep in mind the keyword used for defining a function is def, and this is followed by the function name and the parentheses. Be very clear, the first one is def keyword followed by function name. So this name can be your wish, and then followed by the parentheses. So next question, should the parentheses be empty always? So it depends. You can keep your parentheses empty or you can pass something inside the parentheses. So what you can pass inside the parentheses, let's try to understand later. So meanwhile, what next? So after def, function name and parentheses, you have to use a colon. You already know what is the colon means. It is nothing but indentation. So what is meant by the concept of indentation? So this is already explained in one of my video lectures, and why we have to go for indentation, that also you can see there. So link is provided in the description. So next is go for the example. So this example is about a creating function. So creating the function can otherwise be called as defining a function. So how to define a function? I already said keyword def, So the name I gave for the function here is my function, and the parenthesis I left it empty. So otherwise you can also define something like this, def my function, by passing on something inside the empty parenthesis. So something that you pass inside the parenthesis are called as parameters. So the concept of parameters and arguments we can clearly read or understand in the coming video lectures. So right now, well, let's go to the next example. So this example, what you see on the screen, is something that is used for defining a function. So you can see in this example, I've created a function using keyword, and the name given is my function, and I have passed something called as x inside the parenthesis. So this x I am calling as parameters, as I already stated. So what we are going to write inside the function. So before writing something inside the function, it's very mandatory to apply the colon there. So here I'm going to apply simple print x. That means I want the value of the x to be printed, and also want to return something. So what is this return? So here I want the expression to be evaluated and the output to be returned to the caller. So next question you might be getting is, who is going to define the value of x? That is declared in the function definition. So that passing of value of x, it can be 10, 20, whatever it is happened during the calling of the function. So I already said any function that is created can be called wherever you want. So while calling the function, we pass on the value if needed, or else you can declare the value of x while defining the function itself. So let's not try to get into that topic. Let's try to understand how the value is passed while calling the function. So here, how to call a function. The syntax of calling the function is very simple. It's nothing but function name and providing the value of the parameters inside the parenthesis. So you can see the example here. We already created a function whose name is my function, and then we have x inside the parenthesis. That x value we are trying to assign here as 10. So this is called as function calling by its value. So let's move further. So you would have also found something called as return inside the function. Let's try to understand about that return. The statement return exists as a function by passing an expression to it. Like in previous example, that means in previous slide, we have seen we are trying to return an expression called as x plus 10. So you would have got a doubt, what if I don't write this x plus 10? So nothing. So if you don't have any expression there, this return will provide nothing. So it's going to return nothing to the caller. So this is about function and its uses, and what is meant by parameter, argument, and we have seen the example and the syntax of creating the function and also calling the function. Hope the concept is clear. Thank you very much.